Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final matchup of the evening. You are watching the eISL powered by Coca Cola. Before we have this event started, a huge shout out to our associate sponsors, Hero, esports partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this event happen. As we are coming to a close to all our league stages, we've got yet another banger of a match where we do have Odisha FC going up against Hyderabad FC. And joining along with me, like always, is Azim. How are you?
Oh, very good. Very exciting to see Hyderabad FC in action again. Of course, this is a battle to avoid that ignominy of being number 10 in the table. But of course, this is the last few matches of the league stage. The top four teams to play in the finals have already been decided, and of course, those top two winning team members, whoever they are, we'll find out on the 20th of March. Will battle it out to represent India at FGS 2022.
Oh yeah, and this is what we're talking about—the golden ticket, right? I do not know if Willy Wonka is offering that, but I'm pretty sure. I think hard work can take you to places, and this is exactly what our top four teams have done. And they have been fighting it out for the money that's on the line. That's 78 lakh rupees. And well, the matchup that we do have is not about the money anymore. It's about pride, to end your journey in your EISL on a high note. And talking about, the first position, whoever it's going to receive is going to get 15 lakh rupees. So on, reducing down, the MVP gets 4 lakhs and the personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtua.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw one of the most amazing matches of the tournament, one of the last times when Odisha FC was involved. But let's see what the lineups are for today. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if we'll see Adi Zima against Shubham. And no, it's Adi Zima up against Duggal and DK up against Shubham. So the two form players from both teams going up against each other. And this should be a lot of fireworks along the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, considering how Adizima has been playing lately, I'm not going to be surprised if he goes in for a big game, because the last time he went up against the Viper himself and managed to get the better out of him. It was a 3-1 scoreline. But as we can see, these players, they've all been readied up. A head-to-head statistic over here clearly shows how Hyderabad FC had picked up the pace in those end moments of their run in the ISL. But I think quite convincingly, it was just not enough for them. I think they still have a lot of work to do, figure things out. And this is the previous matchup that I was talking about. Dougal and DK going up against each other ended in a goalless draw. Then it came down to the remainder of the two games where Hyderabad FC quite convincingly did get the better out of Odisha FC. But this is the evening where Odisha FC, they're going to be looking for some redemption over here, as both these teams, I mean, for Odisha FC at least it's their last game, and Hyderabad FC their penultimate game before we see an end to their run. So the final time, all the fans from Odisha will be witnessing them, and here we have the first game on display. It's going to be Adi Zima playing against Duggal. Again, Duggal is one of those players, Azim, who is always tend to has this tendency to surprise everybody with those players. You do not see him coming, and there you go, he strikes a goal. But with the game commencing, I think Adi Zima wants to hold on to the possession for a wee little bit, just to be thrown for outside. Still, he's managed to get a good hold on it.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how Dougal attacks this game, because he's generally gone. Early shot there from Adizima, but Dougal has tended to concede the lead a few times and then come make those epic comebacks in the last couple of games that he's played, and has the big opportunity now to get in behind Adizima. Of course, we do know that Adizima is one of those kind of players which we've seen in the past. If you give him an early lead, it's almost impossible to stop him from running away with it, because he's just it suits him so well to just sit back and play on that counter attack and really frustrate you because of how solid his defense is. So he'll be looking to get that early league, and you can see today is the day of the finesse finishes. This one's deflected behind for
Yeah.
a corner. We see the goalkeeper coming out just a little bit, and should be fairly straightforward to see this out, or it should have been, but now it will be cleared. No, it's still not cleared, and Messi gets that ball in, but offside flag goes up, and eventually boils down to nothing. Odisha FC can try to build another attack. You don't want to be giving the ball away over there, my friend Dougal, and he doesn't. And now, hopefully for him, he can finally start building down that left flank.
Yeah, I mean, considering the particular situation in hand, I think Dugal has got to watch out, like you said, for those counterattacks, especially. But if he can compensate that well enough with his attacking prowess and score a few early goals, then might put Adizima on the back foot. But it was a good effort by him, just pushing in down on the center and try to dribble the ball across and score a goal. But yeah, Adizima read that from miles afar and dealt with that pretty well. But talking about both these players' journeys, we've seen that exponential growth, right? Adizima being one of those more experienced players, we have seen him in a couple of tournaments. Other than the eISL, has a lot bags a lot of experience behind him. But Dugal coming in, he was a little nervy at the very start, but likewise with most of the players in the eISL, they really stepped up once 2022 really hit, and Dugal was not any exception. And he started playing his games on certain occasions, was the better player from the team, right? And Shubham just needed the right partner. But for now, Adizima, this is a good, particularly really good
Oh,
chance with Mbappe gets a twist and turn over. But there you have it. Dugal somehow managing to escape.
yeah, looked like for a moment that might have been a penalty because the tackle came in very, very late. But yeah, Dougal, as you said, surviving. That's where he wants to keep it right now. He doesn't want to allow Adizima to get that early lead. It does look for a moment like that Mbappe card for Adizima has picked up a little bit of an injury, and yeah, it does look like that. But I'm sure he'll recover in about 5 or 10 in-game minutes. But it's of course the it's time for the semi-finals of the Hero ISL in real life. Of course, it's Kerala Blasters going up against Jamshedpur FC. It's going to be the second leg. Kerala Blasters FC, of course, having that narrow 1-0 lead, which of course you can watch all the action live. 15th March, 7:30 p.m. on the Star Sports Network, Disney Hotstar, and Geo TV. And there, getting in was Duggal for a bit of a chance, but well marshaled again by Zima, and he is looking to get in the counter attack. Will that injury to Mbappe cause a little bit of a problem? Not, of course, up to full speed when the player card is injured, and well, bit cagey so far. 30 minutes have breezed by, but no major pointers for either team. We've seen a few shots taken, but nothing to unduly trouble either defense. So pretty cagey for now. We would have expected to be a little bit more free flowing, but maybe we'll see more of that as this game progresses.
That is something that I'm expecting from DK and Shubham when they go up against each other. They love doing that, but this could be really deadly.
Oh,
But well, the chip shot the timing could have been better. Anything could have been right over there. But for now, Adisima has got to settle. Hyderabad FC, there's a corner, Hullet getting the grasp. Owens keeping a lot of possession. You've got to see Hyderabad FC, they've been pressing really hard this time. They've been the ones keeping a lot of possession. They've been making a lot of plays, a lot of runs. So initial signs have been really good for the fans of Hyderabad FC, as they do have their eyes on scoring a goal. But now, talking about what's really on the line in this particular matchup is Hyderabad FC looking to get that eighth spot secured for themselves. And a victory over here, I think, would help their cause. Now, Kerala Blasters FC, we did see what Jamshedpur FC did to them, right? It was an absolute massacre. But still, those ending phases feels like exhibition matches. The players are going all in. But now, I mean, taking a look at the cams of these two players, I mean, they still mean business, right? They're still playing for that glory. They're playing for the bragging rights. Could be a good chance with Hullet goes in for the shot on that right post, and he manages to score. And Odisha FC, they get a lead finally.
yeah, did very, very well there. I thought for a moment the chance was gone after that ball roll, but the power behind that shot, you can see the frame of the goal rattling as it hit the frame and went in. And of course, fortune favoring the brave. We've seen, particularly for Hyderabad FC, so many of those shots for DK hit the post and go out. But Odisha FC, Dugal making his own luck over there, taking the chance, pulling that trigger. And now Adizima in that position that he doesn't always like being, where he has to go chasing the game. He always likes to be the guy sitting back and being compact. But he could get that goal back early on. Again, Dugal's defense right on top. looking to counter, but of course the press from Adizima very intense. Goes for the ball roll. It's a penalty, and Dougal will feel very hard done by over there. Not too much he could have done to get out of the way of that, and yeah, he expected the shot to come in, and actually won the ball. So he'll feel a bit aggrieved, and I could be wrong, but I think Adizima and Hyderabad FC have had more penalties than any team in the
Yeah.
eISL.
Yeah, I was just getting there, right? And Adizima is one of those players who never misses them, both on and off the pitch, right? We did see yesterday also, I mean, one of those videos being uploaded where, we could see these players of the, game in the real world of football. There was a penalty shootout between them and SC Bengal just for the fact that DK missed that one little shot. Adizima managed to score everything. So clearly one of those players. I think he also does play for the college team, if I can last recollect, and a really amazing player at that. Has got that physique, and you could clearly see, he doesn't miss all those chances. But regardless, I mean, not the way Odisha FC would have wanted this first half to come to a close. Not at least by this particular penalty. And we've seen, Adizima do a lot of Panenkas, and this time. However, he's managed to score one more goal, and now we're back at where we started. It's one each for both these teams, one more half remaining, and we've got to see who comes out on the top.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very close call, this one, because both teams looking very, very well matched. And of course, Adizima will feel a little bit more comfortable now that it is level. You would have to say going into the game two, I mean, there's no clear favorite there either, because ordinarily at the start of the season, you would have said, yes, Shubham is the favorite for that game. But both players a little bit out of sorts. I think DK looking forward to a nice long break after the eISL. He's one of the players who's been a little bit low after being in the bubble, and of course the team not doing so well. But I'm sure he's looking forward to these last few games to show the world what he's capable of doing. And quick start here from Dugal, trying to get the ball in, played to Mbappe over there, just not able to thread that ball through. Defender reading it very, very easily, and now those manual runs being triggered. Neymar getting in for Adizima. What does he got over here? Marseille Roulette to get away from the defender, but of course getting him further away from goal. Needs that one little bit of skill to get past those defenders. Now surely will fire the ball in towards Neymar or Ronaldo. It finds both of them, finish on the left foot, and it's offside.
Oh, and that's gonna hurt him, right, a little bit, because that was such a beautiful build-up over there. But regardless, that did not even go for a goal. But still, ups for making that effort. Now, talking about how the run for Hyderabad FC has been quite eventful, right? The initial few hiccups could be one of those causes for them falling down, right? Because initially, right on, this missed a lot of chances, and this could be really deadly with that deflection coming out, and could have possibly gotten anywhere. But yeah, talking about DK, yeah, DK had his time, a really bad time with luck, perhaps, making so many chances, missing out on them. But he did manage to score a few iconic goals. I still remember that long range, long cross goal coming in from Ronaldo and scoring that. But look at Adizima go, no remorse over there, pushing in from that left wing. Directly goes in for that shot with Cristiano Ronaldo, and Hyderabad FC have finally taken over the lead in this game.
Absolutely, and a very, very well worked goal over there. You thought that maybe he had delayed that shot a little bit too much, but nope, it was absolutely perfect over there. Keeper went down, shot went up, and there was only going to be one outcome. So it is finally the lead for Adizima, and as I've said, like a broken record so many times this season, the moment you give Adizima the lead, he is very, very hard to peg back and get that equalizer from. And seems to be injuries galore. It seems to be Dougal's tactic today that he's just going to try to injure all the players. And I think if Gullit had got that pass on the right foot, it may well have made it through. But also interesting to note that Hyderabad FC. It's an interesting little stat that I managed to figure out that they actually led to both Northeast United FC and Bengaluru FC not being a part of the top four through matches in which there were server disconnections and they won in the last minute. So they've done that to actually both teams. It was Bengaluru FC and Northeast United FC. And I think if you'll remember, Mufu got
Yeah.
quite heated up about that, about a little debate about who the possession belonged to. And of course, once you lose composure in a LAN environment, particularly while playing a game of FIFA where there's so much focus required, it can be curtains for you.
I mean, Azim, let's be honest. I mean, it's 78 lakh rupees on the line, and everyone they've been spending so much time, and so days like this might hurt them. I really felt he could have maybe done better with a chip shot, but regardless, getting back to the conversation, yeah, have been the top four contender slayers. Hyderabad FC, I think that's the title that they can take away from here. But Mufu, this could
Oh,
for Dugal could be a really good chance. Goes in for the shot, but Casillas making all those right saves. And now Hyderabad FC find themselves on a counter attack. He's got to search for the right passes, but no, Cancelo make sure that it's halted right over there as they are back on their counter attack. And now we've got to see if Odisha FC, or rather Tuchel, can make anything out of this. But yeah, I mean, this had to be pretty much halted over there. 75 minutes have passed in, and all that Adizima needs to do on focus right now is holding on to that one goal lead. And I think he's done a pretty good job at that.
yeah, Dougal really turning the screw over there for those last few minutes, and now he gets the ball back again. Cheap giveaway, very uncharacteristic from Adizima over there. And he had a big opportunity, might have an opportunity over here, but Ronaldo just can't get past that hulking figure of, it looked like it was Hakimi over there, although it should have been Ruben Diaz in that position. And again, cheap giveaway from Adizima, and does look like Dougal is now going all out attack. He's queued that pause up, so the moment is going to be the next break in play. If he can, he'll probably try to just change things around, go constant pressure. And I always wonder why players don't just take a foul in this situation so that they can make their changes rather than just play the remainder of the game, which is, it's quite likely that the game is only going to see one pause later on. That too, if there's a goal or a goal kick or a corner kick or something like that. But finally, he does get that ball back. Now you can see those four bodies up ahead. And now on the left, he's threaded that through very nicely for Pele. Tries to get through Mbappe, but of course, Ruben Diaz right in the middle, not the best choice of pass over there. He will get a second bite at it. 85 minutes on the clock now. Can Dougal pull this out? He's managed to thread that through from Mbappe. Now to CR7, R9. And yeah, he's holding the ball, but it's not quite happening right now.
Oh yeah, it's not happening. Whatever he's trying, but still, he could surprise. He has been looking really prolific in those end moments, but a little bit of was there a foul being committed? But Hyderabad FC, I think this is it, right? All they had to do was hold on to those last couple of moments, and this is a replay of that beautiful goal scored in by Adizima, just pushing in through that physical press, coming in with Ronaldo, had his eyes on the goal, not slipping by even for a second. And there you can see DK finally, just spotting that smile, and he knows all they've got to do is just hold on to the possession for next couple of seconds, and they're pretty much, good to go from around here. I do not see Hyderabad FC losing this game unless and until they make a very cheap giveaway of any sorts. And yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about, getting Zidane up. But Adizima instead going on for the attack over here, but will not succeed.
Yeah, this is it. Last chance now for Dougal. And a good chance, I think he's offside. He's offside there. Yep, just played that ball too early, little too eager to get that going. And Alizima again on that personal quest for the maximum number of individual wins, and one more win to add to that list. Will be interesting to see what the actual standings are in that list. It's a little private competition that he's made up. So I think he was the guy to ask for the stats over there. But yeah, he gets the win, job done. And now it's over to DK to see what he can do against Shubham. Shubham again, hopefully in his last game he'll show us what he's really made of. He hasn't played with any real freedom throughout this tournament, and he's kept saying that I'm playing under pressure, I'm not playing my natural game, I'm trying to adapt to what people are doing, people are not letting me play, people don't give me possession of the ball. So today I think is the time to really shut down all those critics and show the world what he's made of. And of course he needs to, if he wants to see Odisha FC move up from that 10th spot?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to play under extreme pressure, right? That's how diamonds are forged, right? You've got to be a cut from the rest. And I think, Shubham, more than that, it's been a learning lesson, learning journey for him. That life is not always, merry. You do not play a lot under those circumstances that you would eventually want to. But you've got to make those adjustments, right? You've got to make those adaptations. And early on, initially, he's been one of those players, right, who would always held his ground, been undefeatable for I think 9 to 10 games, had that kind of a streak running, and then it was Adizima. Adizima has been a streak slayer. He's been one of his club has pretty much been one of those clubs who has got those really controversial wins. But hey, win is a win as long as they're playing by the courts. I do not object, and that's how FIFA is. That's how football is, even outside in the real world. So yeah, I mean, pretty much Shubham, he's got to go up against DK, an opponent he's not faced before, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I mean, last time he went up against Adi Zima, it was a 1-3 defeat. So he's going to be looking to turn the tides over here, trying to get the win. But talking about this particular game, Hyderabad FC were looking pretty sound. Dugal managed to score one in, but that little bit of a penalty giveaway over there, that was not really intended. For a moment, I mean, I really thought that would not have been a penalty otherwise. But yeah, I mean, the rules of the games are as such, and that is where we did see the breaking point. And from there on, Adi Zima being quite unconventional with his push with Ronaldo from that left wing and managing to take that shot, that little bit of leap of faith, I think is something that, if players went in for, they could have scored a lot of goals. I'm just talking about an overview scenario, right? They sometimes tend to play a lot on the technicality of things, that they kind of tend to miss out on the fact that just go for it. Just go for it, and at a certain point, it definitely might connect. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do have Adi Zima waiting for us in the studio, and he's been having an exceptionally good run. Adi, how are you? You're one of your penultimate games, and you've been building up a personal win record individually in the eISL. So tell us something about that.
दिस गेम आई फील लाइक कुछ ज़्यादा ही लकी हो गया मैं. मतलब आपने देखा दैट वाज अ पेनल्टी फॉर मी एंड द सेकंड गोल आई थिंक यू सेड दैट कि आई टुक अ लीप फॉर फेथ. तो आई थिंक अश्विन स्कोर्ड अ गोल yesterday like last game just like this, so I thought ki let's go for it, क्या ही होगा, worst case scenario we'll get a corner out of it. And my personal individual record, see for me right now there's nothing to look forward to. Like we are you cannot come to top 4, तो अब एटलीस्ट खुद को मोटिवेट करने के लिए ये था कि लेट्स ट्राई टू गेट द मोस्ट इंडिविजुअल विन इन दिस टूर्नामेंट. तो वही चल रहा है. आई फील लाइक आई थिंक बराबर हो गया है अब.
ठीक है. तो आपके साथ हु इज कंपीटिंग विद यू करंटली, किसके साथ लेवल हो?
अंकित एंड आई.
ओके, तो आई गेस वी नीड टू वेट टू फाइंड आउट. हम तुम दोनों के पास एक एक और गेम है टू गो. तो मे बी इफ अंकित डजंट विन यस्टरडे, आई मीन टुमारो, you will get that record. But in general, अभी one more game to go for you. तो obviously the disappointment of not being top 4, but in general, what have you taken away from the eISL so far?
लाइक बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस गेन कर रहा है. दिस इज़ माई फर्स्ट टूर्नामेंट, लाइक माई लैंड टूर्नामेंट, बट आई बीन कम्पीटिंग फ्रॉम लास्ट 2 years. तो आई हैड नो आइडिया. पीपल यूज टू से कि लैंड इवेंट्स आर टोटली डिफरेंट, ऑनलाइन इज़ डिफरेंट, क्योंकि आप प्रेशर फील करते हो. तो वो दैट इज़ समथिंग दैट मैं नेक्स्ट ईयर अगर इफ़ आई एम कम्पीटिंग, तो एक एडवांटेज रहेगा फॉर न्यू पीपल टू कम इन. प्लस ये 2v2 टूर्नामेंट, दिस वॉज माई फर्स्ट टूर्नामेंट, तो बहुत सीखने मिला है कि हाउ टू जेल अप विद योर टीममेट, किसकी क्या खेल रहा है ये.
But Adi, आपके future plans के बारे में बताइए. Now this thing is coming to an end almost. You're going to get back to home, meet your parents, family, friends, everyone. So, what is next for you professionally and personally as well?
आई एम थिंकिंग टू MBA आफ्टर इट. तो वो देखूंगा क्या करना है. प्लस पहले तो घर जाके फीफा नहीं छूऊंगा. बहुत ज़िंदगी भर का एक बार में खेल लिया है. तो विल प्रॉब्ली ट्रैवल अ लॉट.
Yeah. No, I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing you back. थोड़ा break ले लेना 2-3 महीना, and I'm sure then we'll see you back to form. So anyway, great chatting with you, and all the best for the rest of the game.
थैंक यू.
All the best, buddy. So there you go. I think he pointed out a really crucial and essential point, right? LAN pressure.
Yeah.
We've been to countless LANs. We've seen, ideally there are a lot of people who come in as favorites, and suddenly something happens. It's not just their day. They do not click, and someone else takes out the glory in a LAN environment. Anything and everything is possible. So you've got to be open to adaptations. You've got to be open to changes, and that is something that all the viewers out there would be taking in as a lesson, along with Adizima saying, I've personally seen this lad in the previous tournaments, a lot of online tournaments, but coming into LAN, it's a whole different experience. And yeah, I think he's got a lot of things that he could take away with him. But now is the moment where we have Shubham going up against DK. Two very dynamic personalities, very expressive, very vocal, and and it's something, anytime you come in to play or watch the games, right, you do not know what you're expecting out of DK, right? He's sort of a Tuchel from Odisha for Hyderabad FC, right? He's very unpredictable. Sometimes he makes plays, I mean, you just go out of your mind, like, how on earth did he pull that? And sometimes, he concedes goals in a manner that's like, yaar, ye nahi hona chahiye tha, ye nahi karna chahiye tha. So now, head to head against each other in personal records, you've seen both these guys not really high goal scoring players. But let's see what this game has to unfold for us.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. Shubham has just about a slender advantage in terms of goals scored, but he'll want to show us, I'm sure, given the kind of competitor that he is, what he's made of. The game has kicked off, of course. Odisha FC now attacking from right to left. Shubham not messing around with any experimental cards or any such stuff right now. Maybe if Odisha FC and if Shubham lose this game, does look like a pause has been queued immediately, but I'm not sure whether that's a tech issue or a tactical issue. But considering that he's playing on, I think it's maybe just a tactical change that he needs to make, or maybe just a setting change. But there we go. It is Shubham now building. Let's see what his formation looks like. It does look like he's going for that narrow diamond formation, which he has been favoring of late. Of course, it gives you a lot of stability, and of course gives you that one further attacking option if you're really chasing the game to get the fullbacks involved. Very, very hard to defend. And typically, for those of you who are watching, we've seen our eISL players mention as well that if someone's playing that 4-1-2-1-2 diamond against you, the best counter to it is to go 4-2-3-1. And it does look as though that's what. No, it looks like both players are playing the same formation right now. So will be interesting to see which one of them is able to maximize that formation the most. A big gap on the left flank to exploit. And again, these are the subtle tactical changes that you may go, what a lovely turn there.
Oh.
And unfortunate that he couldn't get it out. But as I said, like, these are, and maybe if we get to, if I get a chance to do a stream with some of the eISL boys, something that we'll touch upon as well, that even within a narrow formation, you can just set player instructions for the player like Mbappe to drift out wide so that you get that little bit more width involved in the pitch. And that's exactly what we're seeing over here. Now we see Messi coming in from deep, but well, not much to do over there. And Odisha FC have the ball back.
Yeah, and DK as a player, he's not faced, right, by Shubham. He knows that he can also win this one out, and we've seen this. He loves his Ronaldo, so I'm going to see if he's going to make something out of it. But with Ronaldo Nazario, he's gotten really close over there. But Ruben Diaz being present, being solid as a rock, making sure that it does not go through the back of the nets. And now Odisha FC, they're on a counter attack just to be foiled. Why can't they just coming in with Messi and Hullet? They're going to be trying to find a long pass through, and this could be the perfect chance. Maybe could have gone in for the shot. What do you think?
Yeah, I think could have maybe cut inside rather than going towards the outside over there and taking that shot, as you rightfully pointed out. But early tactical changes for Shubham being made. He queued that pause really pretty much in the first minute. Clearly wasn't happy with something. Maybe I think maybe he saw DK going with the narrow formation, and he wanted to change his formation to sort of match up and go a little bit differential against him, shall we say. So that's potentially one of the reasons. Lots of small tactical things that can have a massive impact on the game. Ball comes in, it's Marquinhos over there, but also Donnarumma in there. Where will this ball fall? It does fall on the counter attack now to Odisha FC, and Shubham looking for a ball, and it is an absolute peach, but the first touch is absolute rubbish, you would have to say, from Eusebio. Can Shubham salvage something from this? The ball really deserved more than that, and just that
Oh,
first touch completely, I think the game letting him down more than anything over there. But now it'll feel even worse if he concedes a goal now to DK. But the physics of the game working in Shubham's favor over there. The two players barging against each other, and of course the Odisha FC player coming out on top. He has the opportunity to play in R9, but didn't take it. Now with Eusebio and R9 again with the Rune, but
oh,
turns away from the goal. I think just panicking in that situation a little bit over there was
yeah.
Shubham, and it's time for DK to attack again. But this game slowly starting to stretch out a little bit, getting a little bit more end to end, and that's exactly what we want to see.
If we look at the past records, right, Shubham is always one of those players who concedes a goal in the very start, and the next moment he instantly scores one, and then usually goes either for the winner or usually tends to end the match with a draw. Now that has been his go-to approach, but this time, with well, nothing much on the line for Odisha FC, he can go all out. And this is not ideal Shubham that you're getting to see. Him sort of flustering up a little bit in those final thirds. He's one of those players who's got those instinct that he can tend to score. But maybe I think he's got to opt out to try and concede one and then just score two. So that has been his go-to way. If he can do that, then fair enough for him. But for now, we've got DK trying to build up that attack. Just put to a stop by
Oh,
Bellingham, but back at it, and this could be a potential really good chance. And DK a little bit on heavy on those touches, slips past the ball again.
yeah, I think he should have been looking to cut outside rather than inside over there. And you can see Shubham as well trying to beat his man and get past. But plenty of chances falling the way of both players, not quite able to get those final balls in, those final touches to go right. Now it's a good opportunity for DK again. Cannot get that first touch out of the feet of Hullet. And yeah, I think one of these will have to go. And I think Shubham over there was looking for the long ball in behind. Actually, ended up not putting enough power on it, and it turned out to be a short ball. Great ball roll, great through ball over here. Shubham has to finish that. Should
Oh,
have gone far post, goes near post, and it's easily covered by the keeper.
yeah, and this time he must be kicking himself in the foot. Really, this could be a golden chance that he just slipped by. And a little bit of composure is sort of lacking from Shubhaman, but I'm pretty sure he's better than this. He's way better than how he started off in his first half. Maybe he might take a little bit of a time in that little break that he's got to gather himself up, because right from the very start we could see him going for those early tactical changes, and it was a nervy start for him. And ever since that, he's been looking a little uncomfortable. So he needs to get back to his groove. I'm pretty sure once he does that, he's going to start scoring goals. But for DK, again, he's created a plethora of chances, but has been having those hiccups in those final third moments, right? And there you go. The first half finally comes to an end. And now, both these players are way better than this on any average day, right? They both have gotten their chances of glory to try and score a goal, but haven't really succeeded.
Yeah, absolutely. Not quite happening for either of them at the moment. And now 39 minutes on the clock. You would have to think, I think once one of them manages to score, and you can see over there with that near post finish over there, just didn't quite work for him, and really should have gone. I think a more instinct, if he was in a little bit better form, playing a little bit more on instinct, he would have gone for that far post, and there's nothing the keeper would have been able to do about it.
Oh yeah, and here we are finally off with that second half starting off, and here now Hyderabad FC and Odisha FC. We know that if this game sort of ends even in a draw, then Hyderabad FC will still have that 1 point secured for them. They're looking to take down Kerala Blasters FC and their spot. But look at this, a really good start here for Shubham, as
Ooh.
finally he manages to get the back of the net with Kylian Mbappe and Odisha FC. They've gotten that lead. Now this is what I was talking about exactly. I really felt he was a little bit uncomfortable in the first half. He was just seeing it through, and once it got done, now Odisha FC are right back into the game. Now, if they win this one, ladies and gentlemen, this is going for that final co-op battle, which will decide who gets their hands on those 3 points. Because right now, Odisha FC do have that early on lead, but we really cannot rule out DK from around here.
Yeah, DK, I mean, he's been getting into good positions. He's just not quite been able to find the finish, just like it was for Shubham in that first half. But Shubham managing to finally get that finishing going, getting his shooting boots on finally, and now trying to pile on that misery for DK, who has not had the greatest tournament. And beautiful ball in, will go for the chip, but the keeper a little bit too quick off the line. Goes long, not the most advisable thing to do because you're usually going to lose the ball, and there you see the ball back with Odisha FC again. So I think DK in a little bit too much of a rush to get forward, just needed to stay a little bit composed, build from the back. And again, Shubham will be happy with this position in the game where he can control the pace, control basically the tempo at which the game is being played, and make DK chase it now.
Oh yeah. And at this point, if we can manage to score one more, I think that is exactly what they would read. But talking about DK, now we have seen him making those beautiful, beautiful long ball plays. Something that's missing in this particular game. Loves to play
Yeah.
Ronaldo from those wings, goes in for those lofted crosses, and then gets those scores. And we have seen him, create those sort of chances. And he's one of those players who really idolizes and loves Cristiano Ronaldo, right? So I mean, I would love to see one of those goals, but yeah, could have been a potential break in their in Hyderabad FC's defense. But this is a really good run in with Hullet. That right wing does try to find someone out with that cross, but does not really succeed. Gets towards Kante, with Ronaldo Nazario tries to dribble past the defenders, but the numbers are just too many for him to handle.
Yeah, just too tight in the defense over there for DK, and I think needs to make the decisions a little bit quicker. Made the wrong call over there to go for that cross at the back post because, of course, it was Eusebio there and not CR7 who you would want in that position. Looks like CR7 is almost playing at left back for DK over here. Still looks like he's playing that very narrow system, but the fullbacks now, of course, will start to get involved. He's going to leave more players up the pitch, and now with Bellingham and Mbappe, it's all in the favor of Shubham right now. He can find that. Oh, he could have found that through ball to Neymar, but just got the timing of it all wrong. DK gets past one with R9. Can he get past two? And the answer to that, unfortunately for the Hyderabad FC man, is no. And the pause is skewed by DK, and now he'll be hoping to just go constant pressure, get those fullbacks up, and just hope that he can huff and puff and blow that Odisha FC defense down.
Oh yeah, and at this point, 70 minutes in, if Shubha managed to score one more, it could be lights out. But still, DK somehow, he's managed to hold his ground. But with Ronaldo Nazario, will find Mbappe, has got to make that run perfect, has to dribble past the defender over there. Cancelo just battling it out with him, but instead goes for a back pass on towards Hakimi, gives it away towards Kante. But now with Mbappe getting his hands. Now this is Odisha FC's attack time, and with Ronaldo from that right wing, he's got to try and do something, but nothing much comes out of it. Passes on towards Hullet, gives it back again. Now this is good for Odisha FC, right? 75 minutes have gone past in. They've been really formidable in terms of their defense, and more than that, I think DK has been a little underwhelming today, right? Ideally, you would see him making those better plays, making those better runs. He's been lacking that confidence a little bit. I do not know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as particularly after going a goal down, it's not quite happened for him. And Shubham also plays a very compact system, so it's gets very tight in those middle areas where DK is trying to play, considering how narrow his formation is. Now it looks like he's gone a little bit wider, and now some space for Eusebio over there. Finds Cancelo up top, and is that a penalty? Is that oh, it's a free kick at the edge of the area. And wonder now,
Oh.
has DK been practicing his free kicks?
I mean, let's see. We'll find that out for ourselves. I really wanted to see, where did it actually head in, but I believe this is a replay of that first goal that Odisha FC managed to score, and just waking DK from his slumber. But Shubham, a little nervy over there because he's got to defend this with all his might. But if DK can perfectly time his shot right, then we are talking about this matchup getting equalized and Hyderabad FC securing them that 1 point minimum. And a really interesting spot. He's decided to go with Pele on this.
Well, considering when you have CR7 on the pitch, no, I think he's not going for a direct shot. Let's see what he decides to do over here. One runs past, two runs past. The shot set up for Mbappe, and that is really, really poor, you have to say. I mean, for such a big opportunity to just give that away and then expose yourself to the counter attack, that's really not what DK would have wanted to do. And of course, practice makes perfect in those situations. Clearly, not done too much work on finding. And oh my goodness, it's been given back to Shubham. And there you go, lights out for DK over there. The disappointment, sadly for him, continues. It is going to be 2-0 for Shubham. It's the win for Odisha FC. And now everything to play for in that game 3. Odisha FC's hopes of getting up to 8th place still well and truly alive.
Yes, and Odisha FC finally, the Viper strikes, as you can call it, and this has also been the tell-to-tale story with DK, right? He creates those chances, instantly messes it up, but with Cancelo
Oh
has to
my
try and
goodness.
go for a shot with Eusebio, but Donnarumma making those really intense and crucial saves in those final few moments. But I think we can pretty much call this a match where Odisha FC will have no trouble in securing the victory. And I think we are heading in for a co-op that turns out to be a decider as to who walks off with those 3 points. Battle in that bottom order of the table of playing for the bragging right. DK looking to maybe snatch one goal away, but clearly not the case over here as Cristiano Ronaldo will be going for a lofted through pass, but did not find the receiving end of things. There goes that full-time whistle, and Shubham having no troubles winning this out.
As the age old saying goes, unfortunately DK के साथ ऐसे ही होता है. And yet again, if you had a cookie for every time that was said on the stream, you would have a lot of cookies. But there we go. It's Shubham manages to get a win. It's been a long time coming for him to get that good result that he wanted. Put in a good performance against a DK who understandably low on confidence, not quite getting his finishing and his final third passing going. But it is what it is. Of course, there's all to play for. Hyderabad FC can still get all those 3 points. It all depends on what they can do in that co-op match. And of course, it was pretty chaotic the last time Odisha FC were involved in that co-op game, and I expect it'll be quite tasty once we kick off for game 3 over here as well.
Oh yeah, it indeed will be, right? But for Shubham at this point, I think he's going to be rooting for FC Goa because he's got his bestie playing in over there. Not much in terms of his own individual accomplishments over here in the Odisha FC jersey because he tried a lot, but as a team they could not make it. I'm pretty sure this was again a awakening experience for them, the first of many to come. I really hope for both these lads because I think Dugal had pretty much stated the fact that he intends on continuing his professional journey, his streams as a streamer. I'm pretty sure one day, tuning into your streams, I might find you playing along with Dugal. We could possibly see that happening as well. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, Odisha FC have managed to get the better out of Hyderabad FC in that second individual game, which all comes down to that final co-op game, the final game for the evening. Let's see who wins it.
Yeah, well, and you can definitely win if you head out to Terra Virtua, which of course is a metaverse-based entertainment platform, and it's very interesting if you're a fan of the hero ISL. If you can get trading cards, moments, all that kind of fun stuff in the form of NFTs. So check it out.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the final game for this evening. 3 points are on the line, and both of them have their eyes set on it. On one side, we do have Adizima, who's been looking more confident than ever, now going alongside and the opposite of Shubham, who's going to be stacked up with Duggal, and they've been pretty sound. I mean, not a lot of errors. Shubham has been looking for that perfect opportunity, just coiled up and ready to strike, and every single time he gets it, he goes for the bite and makes sure he does inflict quite a lot of damage there. But DK now he's got to put the past. He's got to bury the hatchet over there, and he's got to make sure that he gets that mental reset and comes in and focuses along to this particular game because like we've already discussed, right, Azim, for Odisha FC, this is the last matchup, right? This is the last time that we're going to see these boys coming out, and a good record for Odisha FC's Shubham to end his final game on a winning note at the very least. I mean, I would not have liked to see him at a draw because this player he's capable of a lot more than what he really thinks. And it's all about learning and like something we've discussed, and now it all comes down to this. But if I've got to ask you and all the viewers out there for predictions, who do you think, Azim, is going to win this final game?
Well, I mean, I would love to see it being Odisha FC because it would just add that much more jeopardy for that eighth place fight because they would take them to 23 points, and then it's a straight out battle between Kerala Blasters and Hyderabad FC to see who can win their game and potentially topple them. But Odisha FC, they've been a very, very solid team. I think that some of my favorite matches in the eISL have involved them, particularly that one against Chennai, and I believe it was where Dugal absolutely came all guns blazing and really, really took the fight to them, and really was one of the matches to watch, and one of the greatest comebacks of the eISL this season. So they have been the comeback kids on a number of occasions. Shubham had that unbeaten spree of his early on in the season as well. But yeah, for Hyderabad FC also, just to well, there's so many reasons to want all of these players to get as high in the table as possible. We've seen Lokmanya and Akshat have terrible luck. We've seen DK have terrible luck throughout the tournament. Odisha FC as well, just two players whose form never dovetailed with each other. One player in form, one player out of form, pretty much throughout the tournament. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how it all pans out in these last couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good drama that's being built up, right? Even in the top four, like we even discussed this in the previous stream. Also, the players are losing out on a little bit of a form, and now it all comes down to this. Who's better at handling pressure? Now, ideally, if you go and look at the record books, it's of course going to be Chennai and FC. But we've all been privy to a lot of surprises out there. Initially, when things started off, SC's Bengal, they were just looking unbeatable, looking unstoppable. But there came a point when they started to get a lot of draws, and that was
Yeah.
not a good sign. I think it was all the way Shantan who kept his team going and running because Ankit at a certain time had finally been looking like a mere mortal, right? If not lose games, he'd been getting those draws, which you would not expect from the star player of the AISL. Not just SC's Bengal. And Shayantan growing up as a player, I think if you've got to give a personal MVP to someone, I think that he would be my choice because considering the storyline that he brings along with him, Beno Seven, we did see that complete transition from being such a very nervous player, very shy. He was so careful, whenever he came to interviews, giving all the credits to Ankit, and then taking the matter into his own hands. Boy, oh boy, he's evolved as a player and he's matured across the times.
Yeah, and SC is Bengal, of course, the toughest team to beat, and you could also say the draw specialists to an extent. The most games drawn out of any team in the eISL with seven draws, and
Yeah.
only the one loss, the same number of wins as Mumbai City FC. But it's that being so difficult to beat that's really brought them to where they are. And conversely, if you look at Kerala Blasters FC, the most binary team, not drawn a single match in the entire tournament. It's just been straight up 7 wins and 12 losses for them. And you just wonder if maybe 6 or 7 of those losses had been turned into draws, they would be in a very, very different position right now.
Yeah, a lot of permutation combinations, a lot of calculations could have been, made over here. Just thinking and pondering over it. I think the players are gonna have that in the next few couple of weeks, right? When you get back to home, when you see that it's just you around, not your teammate and your friends around in the hotel, everyone just chirping around. That's where you start to ponder. Kash, agar मैं ऐसा कुछ कर देता तो शायद I would have been there playing the playoffs instead of the others out there. But I think it's just the start of a FIFA revolution that we are trying to create with eISL, trying to build this scene up from the grassroots, giving everyone that opportunity. And I'm so excited for the season 2 to also come, because personally speaking, so much to learn, so much to get to know from these players, their lives. But here we are, enough talking chatter, as the co-op game that you all have been waiting for, Hyderabad FC going up against Odisha FC, the battle for that 8th spot being on the line. Let's see who wins it out.
Yep, here we go. It is Hyderabad FC. No surprise selections that I can tell at the moment. We see Odisha FC getting ahead. Trying to get ahead with Pele, and that's actually pretty well done. Almost pretty well done with Hakimi there, sweeping things up. And now with the defensive pairing of Kante and Hullet, maybe a little too early with that pass, easily read by the defense over there. And yeah, Hyderabad FC not had much of the ball to begin with. It's all Odisha FC at the moment, and they'll be hoping to just see this out, get that early goal as soon as they can, and then just hope that they can hang on to it.
Oh yeah, I think that is what the intention is going to be over here. This is a good chance that has been created. But for now, I mean, Odisha FC still sticking on to the possession. Uh, Again, they've been a sound unit together. The last time I think they went up against each other, it was a 3-2 win for Hyderabad FC in a co-op battle. But things have been different over here, because likewise, Shubham has managed to win his game. Adizima did manage to win his game. We haven't been in this sort of a situation where whoever is the winner is gets to go home with 3 points. Now, there's also a slight possibility where we do see a draw in which both the teams will share points, and that is something that I honestly, along with all the fans out there, would not want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We just want to see the best that we can. But now, again, well, it got a bit confusing over there because the goalkeeper and the Hyderabad FC players all wearing the same kit. For a moment, I thought the player was going to head the ball, and suddenly he caught it, which would have been rather illegal. But there we go. Now, Odisha FC have looked the more threatening, you could say, in these opening 15 minutes. They've looked like creating the better chances. And of course, Dugal and Shubham just generally feeling a little bit more confident with their recent form. And this is a big opportunity. Shot taken into the back of the net. It goes, and an early lead for Odisha FC. And as neutrals, I guess that's what you want to see, as the sorry celebration reigns supreme for today. But now there's work to do for Hyderabad FC. Of course, they still have another opportunity to overtake Odisha FC. But as things stand, it will put Hyderabad down into 10th place.
Yeah, I mean, over here, Hyderabad FC, they've got to look for redemption. They've got to look for those few little openings over there. Now, Odisha FC, they've made a really good run, and I think it comes down to a duo, right? I think at this particular moment, mentally speaking, Duggal and Shubham look to be in a better position. With Duggal creating a lot of chances over there, and Adizima quite, honestly stating it out, he was a little bit lucky over there. But Hyderabad FC seem to have built a really good run, which eventually ends with a corner. We've got to see if they can make anything out of this. Kante is going to look for that little bit of a chipped lob ball, but did not find his intended target. And instead, now with Messi, I really want to see maybe a chop back finesse at this point.
I guess we might instead going for the left foot pile driver with Hullet over there, and big opportunity over here. If they can make this count, it all depends on the player movement from R9. Will he go for the cutback? Yes, he does. And the shot and the goal. That's 2-0 for Odisha FC, and already it's looking very hard for Hyderabad FC to come back from this.
Oh yeah, I loved how whoever is having that blue controller possession Ronaldo Nazario over there, just brought him a little back over there. He knew that had he gone a little ahead, he would not have gotten that angle. So making those changes, and you cannot really talk to each other about that in such an intense moment, right? It has to be your pure instincts, and they relied upon that, and they're looking pretty comfortable now at this point. They're starting to cruise up with the lead. 28 minutes into the game and 2-0 up. I mean, this could be a big game for Odisha FC if Hyderabad FC do not instantly respond back. If they do not get a goal towards the end of the first half, then things might look really getting over for them pretty soon. And this could be a really good potential chance. But Ruben Diaz making that very pivotal intervention there.
Yeah, big intervention over there, and now Hyderabad FC finally look like they've woken up just a little bit. Need to go more attacking. I mean, you got nothing to lose right now. You may as well just attack as much as you can. If you lose 2-0 or 5-0, I mean, it's pretty much the same outcome, but you'd want to go out all guns blazing and fighting. But Odisha FC looking very calm, very composed on the ball. These two players have really worked together, a good understanding in co-op over the recent weeks. Again, we see a lovely ball played in. Will we see that finesse shot taken? Now with Mbappe, works the shot opportunity beautifully. Van der Sar sticks out a leg, just does enough. And Hyderabad FC, you have to say, are really back against the ropes over here. One more goal and it could be a complete knockout.
Oh yeah, I mean at this particular point, as if Odisha FC are so much in control of the game. They've been looking so confident with every single pass that they've been making so far, and Hyderabad FC have been looking all around the place, and at this point, all they would be hoping for is that halftime whistle just to get blown, so that they can close their eyes, get themselves back into the game. 2-0 lead is still fine, but once it gets to 3-0, that's when you still start pondering over what is going wrong. And I think a halftime break is really essential to sort of figure out and make those drastic changes, because in those final thirds, that teamwork is clearly not visible from Hyderabad FC side.
Yeah, and it's also now a case of being able to motivate themselves. Again, not really that much for them to play for, but hopefully playing for pride, playing for not being that team who ends up finishing second from bottom in that, let's say, double digit spot of 10th place. Nobody would want that, of course. And Hyderabad FC need to find that little bit of motivation, and oh dear, that's just, that's sort of summing up their day right now.
Yeah, I mean, at this particular point, there you could see those chances, little bit here and there, getting it and just giving it
Oh,
away. And this could get pathetic if that chip ball goes in, hits the crossbar, and the girl and Shubham both clearly unsatisfied. But this is something that they can live with, right? Now you could
yeah.
clearly see DK. Something is wrong with him, right? He's not sporting his natural smile. Maybe he's starting to mourn too early, right? It's those end game days, final few matches, getting a little emotional. I do not know what's wrong, but something is definitely not right for DK at least.
Yeah, definitely. It's. I think it's just the lack of confidence now, and I think potentially a lack of drive. It is very, very hard to remain motivated when there's really not much to play for. There's no real prize money at stake. It's like even Adizima said he was having to make up imaginary competitions for himself to stay motivated, and he wants to get that maximum wins tally to his name, and hopefully for his sake he'll manage to get that as a small consolation. Of course, Ankit Gupta will have something to say about that in his final match up against Northeast United FC. But of course, if he's going up against the likes of Imad or indeed Mufu if he's on form on the day, it's not a foregone conclusion that Ankit would get that win. Ankit's been a bit more calm, a bit more reserved on the pitch over the last few weeks. I think maybe players have also started to sort of figure out how he approaches the game and figure out a few ways to stop him. We have seen, of course, SC's Bengal picking up a lot of draws. And well, it'll be interesting to see how they proceed from here. But now Odisha FC looking to really double down and make that 3-0.
Oh yeah, and ever since even with the commencement of the second half, Odisha FC have been looking to be in tune, and Hyderabad FC, like we've said, they're all in shambles right now. They need to find that crucial, essential first goal at least to get things running, to get that little bit of a drive. And like you said, I mean, in this particular scenario, both Odisha FC and Hyderabad FC are in the same boat, right? It's all about a sportsmanship coming down to the line. You've got to play your game as if it's the last you're playing, and quite literally, we are at that point where Odisha FC they want to go out with a huge show, and they've been
Oh,
displaying that. A little bit of a misplay could go either ways, but Ruben Diaz making sure that he keeps the ball out of harm's way as it goes out for a corner.
yeah, it could have been pretty disastrous there if they hadn't got that. The header is on target and pushed behind for a corner. Seemed like an easy catch for the keeper, but clearly Donnarumma taking no chances over there. Now with Kante, not the player you want building that play, but not the kind of pass you want to make either. Could so easily have been a penalty over there. And Odisha FC,
Oh,
supreme confidence there to do a double 360-degree turn facing your own goal. But we'll be looking now for that run in behind. Actually, they can play it nice, patient now. Odisha FC have largely managed the possession well themselves, 55% of the possession, and I expect that number will continue to increase as they just try to keep a stranglehold over this game. You can see not taking any undue risks over there, just waiting for those clean, clear passing opportunities, and now getting inside with Mbappe turning away once more. Very, very efficient stuff this from Odisha FC. And now finally the lane opens up,
oh.
goes for the shooting opportunity, might get a second bite at it. But yeah, that's well done from Odisha FC. They just stayed patient, waited for that opportunity to present itself, and then went for the kill over there. Blocked off by the defender on that occasion. But now you can see how high Cancelo is getting. The fullbacks really getting involved very, very high up the pitch for Hyderabad FC. And that's going to lead a lot of spaces in those wide areas behind the defense for Odisha FC to exploit. So Hyderabad taking a few risks right now. They really need to. But now in these situations, they really could get counter-attacked. They do win the ball back again. And I've been surprised that Hyderabad FC have not attempted any long-range shots, considering how tight and packed that Odisha FC defense is. And looking to get, I'm sure, well, I thought I was sure that they would go down the right flank, but clearly not. Going towards the middle of the pitch instead. And now Hyderabad FC running out of time, you would have to say. They need to find 2 goals from somewhere. Otherwise, it's them back down in 10th place.
Yeah, and we are approaching those final 15 minutes, right? And the clock is indeed ticking. They've got their chance. Tries to go and make a break there with CR7. Does not quite succeed. Like you said, quite susceptible to a counter attack coming in. And Ronaldo Nazario just trying to play things around has been, dealt by Hyderabad FC out for a throw. We've got to see if they can make anything happen out of this. But Hakimi making budging in over there, making sure that Hyderabad FC keep on to the possession. I think now Hyderabad FC are looking decent in terms of how they've been defending, how they've been creating those chances. It's all about the conviction. It's all about them trying to finish in that final third, right? It's about making that final pass and then going for the shot. Now Odisha FC, with whatever attacks that they've been creating, they've looked very sound. They've looked very solid. Just the previous attack, I really felt, had they shifted the ball to the left leg, maybe taken a shot along, could have really gone in, and this could be a potential break with Mbappe. They're racing in through that right wing. No, Cancelo just making sure that he keeps things under control. But with every passing second, Hyderabad FC's hopes of winning this game just goes languishing away.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to manage to get 2 goals in this amount of time. They're just not looking confident enough. It doesn't look like the players are even really talking to each other at this point. It's just sort of a feeling of going through the motions right now. And this is well worked. And now, finally, a little bit of motivation for Hyderabad FC. Suddenly waking up for their slumber, and now it's all-out attack. Suddenly, that energy, that enthusiasm comes flooding back in for the boys in black and yellow. Dougal managing to keep himself pretty calm at the moment, and Shubham really wants to get this win today. He's competitive. He wants to finish above as many teams as is possible, and he'll be looking to just see this out now.
Yeah, I think he can potentially do that. Now he's making those serious moves, and I think just suggesting all those little tactics, all those formations to get the players at the right areas. And now we know what Hyderabad FC are going to be putting on the table, right? It's going to be an all-out war, an all-out attack to try and at least score that equalizer in those final few phases, and you could see how many players are just swarming in, trying to press the life out of Odisha FC. But I think these boys have maintained a pretty calm composure over here, trying to capitalize on the situation. But with Hyderabad FC getting the momentum back in their hands over here, it's going to be interesting how they can carry it out with Vinicius Jr. They can use his space, but instead opt for a chipped through pass. Does not really work out, but this could with Mbappe. But Marquinhos making those really essential saves, and all that Odisha FC have to do right now is try and keep as much possession, but they give it away for a throw in a really interesting spot.
Yeah, this is it. Last chance now for Hyderabad FC to do something. Wonder if he'll go for the long range shot. It does go into Eusebio, the substitute, fresh up there, and surely the ball will be cleared away. And that's it. That's the win for Odisha FC. That is P8 for them as it stands. Of course, they could well fall back down to 10th place after this happens. After the last 2 games for Kerala Blasters and Hyderabad FC. But there you go. It's the job done for them. Ending the season on a high. I think everybody who had their last game today managing to get the result that they wanted, and it's good evening out for Odisha FC. And I'm sure now that the tournament is over for them, there'll be a bit of a Saturday night party happening.
Yeah, of course. I mean, no stopping these mad lads out there, right? But I think this sort of a camaraderie that we are witnessing with the boys right now, had that happened a couple of months ago, like, talking things through, then, purely relying on their instincts with those goals. I'm pretty sure the second goal that they scored in this particular game is an example of, how you've got to try to mentally communicate with your teammate in those intense situations. And I think this sort of a thing takes a lot of time, right? I think had they had few more games to spare, we do not know where we could have seen them, because both the boys have been looking pretty solid in this game. But for Hyderabad FC, it was Adizima. It was like a one-man show out here, right? Nothing taken away from DK though, but clearly a day that DK would want to forget, because we have seen way better DK than what we did witness tonight in the evening. But I'm pretty sure, it's again the driving force that Azim, you'd been emphasizing yourself. Even Adizima had been vocal, trying to motivate himself. Was just not enough. Yeah, they did wake up in those final few minutes, but it was clearly not enough. But regardless, for all the viewers out there, 3 points have been secured. Well and good for Odisha FC, but we still do not know. There's turbulence is happening in the bottom order of the table. I think we could see a few changes even tomorrow.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think this is the final order by any stretch of the imagination. But for Odisha FC, the one thing that of course it does do is that this improves their goal difference to more than Kerala Blasters FC. So even if Kerala Blasters end up drawing tomorrow, that would still give Odisha the advantage on the table. So they'll be pretty pleased with how that's turned out.
Yeah.
But yeah, a good result for Odisha FC. Good way to sign out the season for them. As we finally see, Adizima got the win for Duggal, but then Shubham managing to get a pretty dominant 2-0 against DK, and it was close at the end between the two teams in co-op, but Odisha FC just about surviving that final attack.
And yeah, I think revenge is a dish well served cold, and that is exactly what has happened over here. But let's take a look at who the hero of the match is going to be, and I think has to be Shubham. Beautiful goal scored by this lad over here. Has been looking confident, and yes, the Viper has striked tonight in the studios of the eISL and has managed to secure himself that hero of that match, pertaining to that stellar performance both in his individual and his co-op games.
Yeah, well deserved for him, scoring 4 goals on the day, and of course getting his individual win and the co-op win. So can't ask for more than that from the guy to win every game that you're involved in, and he'll find that that's a nice, good way to sign out of the eISL for him. Getting the job done nice and early in that co-op game, the 2-goal lead. And I'm quite sure we're going to find out in just a little while what the Terra Virtua super moment of the match is. Let's head over. And yeah, it does look like Odisha FC's second goal in the co-op game.
Yeah, I mean, I had to be it, right? But of course, Shubham made that beautiful run through there. But props to Duggal to create such beautiful passes, right? He knew exactly the right moment, and there you could see a little bit of a back run over there, and Ronaldo receiving Shubham, in fact, receiving the ball, and then him scoring. This is exactly what Odisha FC needed, but a little too late is what had happened. But let's take a look at the storyline, the leaderboard over here, as finally Odisha FC are done with all the games, and they end up at 8, which could potentially change with whatever outcome we do see out of Kerala Blasters FC's and Hyderabad FC's games.
Yeah, I mean, they've done the maximum that they could out of the situation handed to them, and now it's over to Kerala and Hyderabad tomorrow. We do have a couple of big games. It's going to be SC's Bengal up against Northeast United FC, and then top versus bottom teams pretty much happening. So it's going to be an exciting game, and also exciting is of course Terra Virtua, which is of course an entertainment-based metaverse platform where if you're a fan of the hero ISL, you can capture for yourself trading cards, moments, team mascots, all that kind of fun stuff.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was all about all the affairs of today's matches. That being said, we are done finally with a long evening. But before we head out, a huge shout out to our sponsors, as the eISL is powered by Coca-Cola, our associate sponsor Hero, esports partners Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua. And this pretty much sums up all the matches for the night. We're going to be calling it, and we're going to see you tomorrow, so you don't forget to tune in. Till then, have a good night.